Hello again, everybody. Happy Friday. Again, my name is Peter Tran. I'm the BDM for BC, Yukon, and Northwest Territories. Today, I'm here to talk to you about our wonderful product, our beautiful product, Palace Resorts. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the product. We are a luxury product for people who like the little extras in life, and what a perfect place to be as spoiled agents, because we like to spoil our clients. So let's get it started. So Palace Resorts, we are like all inclusive. We have currently 10 resorts in total, and we're working on an 11th one in Punta Cana, so keep an eye on that one for sure. And right now there is no actual set time because of I guess the situation. However, moving on. What makes us different from all the other guys? Let's start off with our brand standard inclusions. Now, the majority of us has been to all-inclusive before, our book to clients all-inclusive, and we can all agree that most places, majority of the places actually, when they talk about leading category rooms, the leading category rooms are basically basic leading category rooms. You get a bed, hopefully a clean toilet, you get maybe an ironing board, an iron, some basic stuff like that. However, with Palace Resorts, that's not good enough. We like to pride ourselves on value added into our products. So how do we do that? With Palace Resorts, your clients, whether they're booking a leading category room or one of our higher end rooms, it doesn't matter which room category they're booking, they're going to get at least a minimum guarantee of 24-hour room service. So now your clients could be calling at 3 a.m., 12 a.m., or even 3 p.m., who knows, and ask for that cheeseburger, that pizza, whatever they want to do, because they don't want to leave the room because they had way too much sun, which is impossible. Definitely, and then when they make the order for room service, they can actually do it on their app, which is kind of cool, and they don't even have to pick up the phone, which is amazing. On top of that as well, upon checkout, they're not paying anything extra for the room service at all, like most places where they charge you per time you call to use it. There's complimentary Wi-Fi with unlimited local and long distance calling. The Wi-Fi is actually a huge added bonus. I remember when I started a long time ago, everyone's like, Wi-Fi, why do we need Wi-Fi? You're on vacation. Well, now try going on vacation without Wi-Fi. It's impossible. However, that is included, and our Wi-Fi is not spotty like most guys when they give you Wi-Fi included, or if they even make you pay. Most places still make you pay, where you're paying per device and per day. And at the end of the day, when you add that per device per day charge on top of what you're already paying for, the cost is just gone up a lot, we'll say. But our Wi-Fi is amazing. When you're in your room, you get dedicated, great service there, connection there in the lobby, throughout the resort, even like poolside. And unfortunately, when you're on the beach, it's kind of spotty because you don't have too many towers up that way. I mean, routers up that way, but you still get some, which is an amazing thing. Clients also get $1,500 resort credits as well, and that's included. Top shelf liquors and the liquor dispensers. They're going to get, mainly for the ladies, cheap bath products, also hair straighteners. We also have a jacuzzi in every single room at every single resort except Asterix in Jamaica and in Cabo, but every single room. There's a spa in every single resort as well. So all this is included as a brand standard with Palace Resorts. Not to mention one of my favorite things, because I love to eat. All of our a la carte restaurants, there's no reservation required, and it's unlimited. Some guys, they will tell you, okay, you can only eat here twice and here once, or here 3 times or whatever. But with us, if you like it, eat as many times as you want, as many, go in as many times as you want, doesn't matter, no reservation required, you're good to go. And that is what makes us different from our leading category to our higher end categories. It's all the same inclusions, where with, like I said before, the other guys, you got to pay for every extra inclusion. So at the end of the day, If you want that Wi-Fi, you're paying more. If you want that jacuzzi, you're paying more. If you want the liquor dispenser, you're paying more. So everything adds up. At the end of the day, you're paying a lot more. You're paying only double the price for everything. Moving on. Resort credits. As mentioned before, this is a standard with us as well. So every single room category, anyone who's staying with us, anyone who puts their head in that bed will get resort credits. And how the resort credit works, if you don't know by now, or if you just need a refresher, is that every single room will get $1,500 resort credit as long as it's staying for 5 to 8 nights. Okay, if they stay for 3 nights, they get 500 resort credits. 4 nights is 750 resort credits, and then 9-11 nights you get 2,000, and if they stay 12 plus, right, they'll get 2,400 resort credits. However, the majority of our clients do stay to 5 to 8 nights, so hence the 1,500 resort credits. As long as it's staying in our one of our rooms, they're going to get that automatically. There's no catch to it. Other than the fact that they have to pay the tax on whatever amount they do use from it. Otherwise, other than that, there is no other catch where they have to go watch a presentation or they get a coupon booklet. They have to spend this much to get this much off. None of that. This $1,500 is for you, for your clients to spend, and you to spend on whatever you see fit what you want anyways. Some of the stuff that you can use resort credit for is tours, spa, excursions, golf, stuff like that, that clients, I think they say normally bring about a couple $100 per person on them into destination anyways, okay? And keep in mind that when they do use this, they're paying a 16, so 16% tax on whatever they do use upon checkout. A really good example that I like to give for the resort credit is family of 4, let's say. Normally, if they go with that same standard that people bring about $200 per person with them into destination, a family of 4, that's about $800 that they have to save aside from what they already paid for the vacation to do tours and spa and golf and excursion, whatever they want to do anyways. If they use the resort credit, it would cut that cost in half. If they use more than half, actually, sorry. If they were to use all $1,500 resort credits, at the end of the day, the grand total that the whole family needs is not $800, it's $240. So just a good example is that if we'll just say for simple math sake, one tour is $100 a person, and the family of 4 went on a tour, that'd be $400. 100 times 4 people is $400 out of their own pocket normally. With us, if they did the exact same tour for the family of 4, they're only paying $64 rather than $400. So you can kind of see where you're saving the money now, right? On top of that, if they did 2 tours, we'll just say that's $200 a person. That's $800. Now that spending money that they brought per person is done, and they only did 2 tours. With us, the same 2 tours. If they did it with us and use the resort credit, the absolutely most amount they're paying for those 2 tours, for the same tour, I should say, is $128. And they still have some resort credit left over to use. So you can kind of see the value added and also how you would kind of help the clients save money at this point because they have to bring less cash. All right. Another great perk with this program is that upon checkout for all of our guests, if they don't use up all the resort credit, because some guests feel like they have to, or it's going to go to waste, but don't have to worry. It's actually what we actually do is put the remaining balance of whatever they have left onto a come back soon card, and then from there, that come back soon card will say $500 left over, gets transferred onto that card, and the best part is that card is transferable. So if you're not going to go again within that year, because it expires 1 year from the time that the client did check out, and they're not going again within that year, they can actually give that card to their friend, their family member who are thinking of going, and it kind of helps you as well in a sense where it gives you new business as well, or return business, because some people do go twice a year. You'd be surprised. And however, how that works is that $500 that's left over, we'll say, will get added on to that $1,500. So they'll have $2,000 to use on whatever they want to do with that money. Also, one last note with the $1,500 resort credit as well. A question I do get often is that is this per room or per person? It's actually per room. And if they book a family suite, which in a family suite you get 2 rooms, right? You actually get $1,500 for each room. Okay. Moving on. All right. So now with Palace Resorts, one of our biggest promos that we have going on right now is our everyone 17 under stay free annuals program. This is an amazing program. This goes right through to 2020. This program actually started out like for the summer, and then we extended for the whole year, and it was so good that we brought it back again. And funny enough is that our resort credit program actually started the same way, and it was so good that now it's like our mainstay, and it's kind of like our bread and butter. And I have a feeling this is probably going to go that same way. Now, before we dive into the actual promo itself, with Palace Resorts, not a lot of people know that our kids' age group is totally different from everyone else's. Most places will say, resorts say that kids are considered 12 and under. Well, last I checked, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds are still kids. And what I determine as kids is people who aren't allowed to drink alcohol. So 17 and under with us is what we consider kids. Okay, so with us, with this promo, anyone who's 17 and under will stay free with us. Okay, there's no catch. They stay free with us. And when you pull up the pricing, wherever you pull it up, you'll notice some systems price it out differently, but in the end, when you go to the very final page, it'll have the grand total, and you'll see that the kids aren't charged anything for the stays, just the air they're still paying for. Because unfortunately, Palace Resort, we don't have an airline yet, so the kids stay free with us. All right, it's simple as that. As long as they're 17 under, they're staying free. Okay. The only stipulation with this is that we have one blackout period for this promo, and it's only at the Grand. Okay. What we like to say the 52nd week of the year, which is like the craziest week of the year. You don't want to go anyways. But for those who do want to take advantage of it, they are able to take advantage of the Kids and Teen Stay Free promo. However, this does not apply to the Grand for that last week of the year. Otherwise, throughout the rest of the year, it's totally doable. Okay, so this promo actually helps a lot of clients who always wanted to experience a Palace Resorts because they hear about it through their friends and family, how amazing we are and whatnot, and they want to try it for themselves. But they decide to have 4 kids, so it gets quite costly. Well, you know what? Right now, if they go, the kids are free, so it's all good as long as they're 17 and under. Okay, moving on. Unlimited golf. So with unlimited golf, we do have some of us who do have those clients who just want to golf every day, and that's okay because and this is why we came up with this program. Normally, typically, you can use the resort credit to do golf. I think it's around about $260 USD when you use a resort credit. If you were to go, let's say, based on double, 260 times that by 2 is about 520. So based on the $1,500 resort credit promo, you're basically going, but we'll say 2.5 times. We'll say the last time one person will only be able to go. However, so you can kind of see the value if in this unlimited golf program, if you do have clients who love to golf, if they use a resort credit, which they totally can, to use on the golf, they're only going to go at least twice and play 1 round, and 1 round of golf is 18 holes. However, if that's not enough for them, and they love to golf and they don't care about the spa and the tours and the excursions and whatnot, that's totally fine. This program is for them. How this works is that the clients do need to know that if they do want the unlimited golf, both people in the room have to be in agreement. So they have to say, okay, well, we're gonna, we both want to golf unlimited every single day. Okay, fine, no problem. The reason why is because then they'll have to forfeit all the resort credit and they'll get the unlimited golf. Okay. With the unlimited golf program, you don't pay the 16% tax. However, you do have to pay for the golf cart fees, which is $42 per person per round. And each golf cart, you can do 2 people on the 1 golf cart. So anytime you play over that over 18 holes, then you're gonna be charged like an extra round. So just let them know. I say this because our Jack Nicklaus Signature Golf Course does have 27 holes, and that's like 3 9-holes. And already I think 1 round of golf is like almost like 8 hours. So it's pretty extensive. If you play, more, then all good. More power to them. However, this option is bookable in a lot of the systems. You'll see it'll say unlimited golf. If you don't see it in there, it's not a big deal, and you have clients who want to book it, and it's a Friday night, and it's like 9, we'll say 8:59 p.m. and you close at 9, and your clients are in your store still. I know from experience, I used to be an agent, and I love those last minute walk-ins. And you don't see it, and you don't want to lose that deal because it's an amazing deal, and they're all ready to book and have the money down by the one unlimited golf. No problem. Just book it as is, and then just shoot your BDM, whoever it is, wherever you're based in, an email saying, hey, it was 8:59 p.m. on a Friday, and I had a great deal for my clients, and I want to get it booked, and I couldn't see the unlimited golf option. Not a problem. Just say they want to do it, and what we do is we'll on the back end switch it for them. But just keep in mind, we can switch it one way, but not the other. So they have to be 150% sure they want to do golf. All right. Other than that, moving on. Our next promo that we have is one of our amazing promos, actually, for when you have groups, wedding or leisure, doesn't matter. Our Edge Benefit program, how it works is that to get 1 complimentary room for every 10 rooms you book with Palace Resorts, and that's unlimited. Okay. However, if you book it through a tour operator or we'll say wholesale or whatever, because our contract is through them and not through the agent directly, whatever their limits are is going to be what you're kind of handcuffed to. But if you book it directly with us, you'll get that no maximum comp option for this program. So again, if you have a big party, I know some tour operators do allow you to take the hotel's TCs or theirs. They give that option as well. So depending on how big the group is, it might be better to go with our TCs and just get the air separately. So again, double check the cost, and depending on the group, how big the group is, it might be more beneficial this way. On top of that, with the same program as well, if you have a wedding and the clients are basically booking in advance, 9 months in advance, they'll get every 9th room for every paid room free. So every 8 rooms booked, they get the 9th free. Okay, so instead of 10, you get the 11th free. It's every 8 and you get the 9th free. Or even a midweek wedding as well, the same deal. Every 8 rooms you book, you get the 9th one free. On top of that, one of the key benefits with this program is that we have our earn complimentary private event hours. Now this works great, especially for those big Indian weddings, because they have a lot of events, we'll say. For example, how this complimentary private event hour works is that you can use it for like reception, you can use it for ceremony, for we'll say welcome dinners, exit dinners, whatever you want to do. This gives you that chance to do that without having to pay too much extra on top, because a lot of time with the private event hours, you're charged per hour. With Palace Resorts, with the Edge Benefit program, if we look at the list below there, you'll see we'll start off with the 9 hours part of it, because that's where the majority of our weddings land. So you'll see there, it'll say 25 to 35 rooms or 75 to 107 room nights. In Canada, we do work on room nights. I recommend just looking at the room nights part of it. To get 9 hours of private events, you got to hit the 75 room nights. Quick, simple math for you. If you had 11 rooms times 7 nights a piece, that's about 77 room nights. So you fall right into that bracket. Okay, so it's technically all they got to do is book 11 rooms. Okay, 11 paid rooms, and then they'll get the 9 hours complimentary. Okay, and in most weddings that shouldn't be an issue. And then you go all the way to the other end of the spectrum, where if you have like an Indian wedding, I think on average they're around the 51 to 99 rooms, or 153 room nights to 299 room nights. That's about 15 hours of private event hours. This is generally where the majority of our Indian weddings are, and there are also a few that go into that very higher end there. But 15 hours, that allows them to do like the Mendi party and all that stuff, and all the other events that they do, and they can use it for that, which will save them a lot of money. They're not charged per hour or per guest, whatever. It's all in that price for them. Okay. So make sure that if you do have any private group, or let's say for leisure, or we'll say like generational travel as well. I think that's one of the more popular ones now, and weddings and so on. It's an amazing benefit for them. Also with weddings, really quickly, because I don't know how many of you do weddings. We do have our special promo here that we rolled out, I believe, last year, and it's a huge hit. It really helps the bride and groom with a lot of the costs as well. This promo is geared more so towards cakes and flowers, because a lot of times that's, you know, the two of the ones are the most costly, we'll say. However, how this promo works is that for every room night you have in the group, we'll give you $20 USD of credits to use on cakes and flowers. So again, for every room night in that group. So if you had a group and then combined, you had, for an example, let's say you had 30 rooms, each room had stayed about 7 nights, right? So your 30 rooms times about 7 nights each gives you about 210 room nights. 210 room nights times about $20 each. That's $4,200 USD that the bride and groom will get in credit for flowers and cake, which is an amazing offer, because that will save them so much money on the back end, right? So keep that in mind. All right, so moving on to our resorts now, starting off with LeBlanc. This one here is everyone's favorite. So how we're gonna do this, I'm gonna go through all the resorts, just give you a few points on it. And we're gonna start off with the adults only and couples only ones. Start off with LeBlanc. This is one of our more higher end resorts. The brand itself is more prestigious. It's for those who definitely want to be spoiled rotten. I don't like to call it a luxury. I like to call it ultra luxury, because by the time you leave, you're like literally spoiled forever. Okay. If you have those clients who always complain about everything when they come back, no problem. We got you covered. Just put them at LeBlanc, and when they come back, they'll still complain about how you never sent them there before. So those clients can never get away from, I guess. However, at least they're gonna love the resort. That's the main thing. All right. Now with the LeBlanc in Cancun, it is an adults only spa resort. Okay, keep it in mind. It's located in the hotel zone. Has about 260 rooms. 67% of the room are ocean view, and the 33% are lagoon view. It has 5 restaurants, 5 bars, 3 pools, 2 infinity pools. It's great for clients, like I said, who just want to be waited on hand and feet. They just want to be pampered, because they work so hard throughout the year and they need to be pampered, like most of us. All right. Also, on top of that, one of the biggest attraction, I guess, to the resort as well is that everybody here will also get butler service. So the butler will do everything for you: unpacking, packing, ironing, set up a jacuzzi, whatever you need, they got you covered. And the best part is that you download the app and you can chat them, and they can get that done for you. So if you're by the pool and you're gonna be up in a bit and you want your jacuzzi ran, you can just send them a text. You can be like, shoot me a text and be like, hey, Alejandra, I want my jacuzzi set up and want pedals in there, just because I want to have a romantic jacuzzi time with my significant other. No problem. He'll send you a reply. He'll say, I got you covered, and you're good to go. All right, so moving on. The Sun Palace is just recently renovated. It just, I believe, before all this craziness happened. I believe it opened in February, and last I checked, before we all went to home base, literally, It's I believe they had still a restaurant and a few of the lower floors that need to be done, but I believe at this point, I'm not sure how if it's completed by now. However, I don't have too much information on it. So other than before, this used to be a couples only resort, and it still is. But however, with couples only and adults only, there is a differential between the two. The couples only, you basically you're guaranteed a king bed in the room, right? So that means if you two are, I guess, are together, you'll be sharing a bed. If you're okay with that, not a problem. You can stay there, right? However, now that they renovated and they rebuilt it, then literally they blew out the whole entire resort and just kept the skeleton. So it's like almost like a brand new build. I haven't seen it yet, but hopefully we're gonna see it this year. But what I do know is that one thing they made different is that they added 20 rooms with 2-bed options now, because they realized there are some people who do want to go to an adults only, so it's more quieter resort, but they can't quite go to LeBlanc because price tag wise, they might not be in that, I guess. Everyone has their own different financial situation, we'll say. So then they want to do Sun Palace, not a problem. Now they do have that room with 2 beds for everyone, so keep that in mind. And from previous as well, before they blew it up and built it, well, basically from scratch almost. It was all the rooms were, I believe 96% of the rooms were ocean facing. I believe they kept the same concept so well. So you're basically guaranteed an ocean view room, which is amazing. That's a rare times you're gonna get. If the resort's completely full, back then you're gonna not get one. But you're basically gonna guarantee, you can guarantee a client a ocean view room. Okay. Moving on to one of my favorite resorts. It's a hidden gem for sure. I don't know how many of you been to the island Isla Mujeres. It's a very quaint and romantic little island that just off the mainland. It's a very boutique resort, Isla Mujeres Palace. It has about 62 rooms, so that shows you how small it is. It's very intimate, and the best part is that being a resort this size, the staff knows you not just by your first name, but by your last name and everything about you, which is kind of amazing. You know, they remember. It's easy to remember clients when there's not as many there. So this resort as well is a couples only resort. Okay, it's about an hour and 20 minutes from the Cancun airport, and that's including the ferry, so keep that in mind. We do have private yacht transfer as well for clients who do stay here. However, it's set on schedule as per the harbor master. So when you do book your clients here, keep in mind we do offer the private transfers in the yacht, but the latest time that the harbor master lets us pick up on the mainland is 4 p.m. So do time your clients, like if you're booking their flight, do time it as best you can. Keep in mind as well, sometimes when you arrive at Cancun Airport, they keep a long line to go through customs and get your bags and whatnot. So keep that in mind, okay? However, a lot of times you book as a package, all that's included for you. This resort does have one restaurant, but it serves 3 different menus as well. It has one massive big pool for everybody, but kind of sectioned off here and there. But it has, I believe, what they call a ceviche bar too. So if you love ceviche, there's a nice and really cute little ceviche hut there, and they, they'll you can sit there throughout the whole entire day, and it'll be ceviche up there all day long for you. Okay. Moving on to the family resorts. All right, so the Beach Palace has a little special place in my heart because this is where I got married. So it's always going to be my I guess go-to resort. I just love it. Good memories here, which is good. This resort, like I said, is a family resort. It does have families. So all of the family resorts have family suites with a guaranteed connection room. And with these guaranteed connection rooms, actually, they allow up to 6 persons in the room, which is amazing because a lot of the resorts or hotels or whatnot, when you have 6 people, you have to book 2 rooms because they only allow you a max of 5. So we do have the families who decide to have 4 kids covered there. It's 2 rooms with a connecting room, basically. The adult side of the room is one bed and the kids has two beds. A lot of the amenities have been switched up for the kids side, like the liquor dispensers. We lock that up, so they're not getting in there unless you want them to. It's up to you. However, the mini bar as well, we switch all the beers and whatnot in there for milk, juice, pop, water, stuff more kid friendly, we'll say. And kids, we all know they don't need cheap bath products or hair straighteners, so we don't put that in there. Instead, we put L'Oreal for kids for them. As we all know, L'Oreal is famous for their no tears soap, which is amazing. If you have kids, it's a good thing. Otherwise, they'll be screaming in the shower. However, on top of that as well, most of the family suites with the Care Connect room also has like little buckets of beach toys and scoops and shovels and stuff for them to play with it when they're there. Instead of a welcome bottle of wine like we put in all of our rooms, for them we'll have mocktails for them, and they have kids size ropes and slippers as well. And one of the cute little feature I think it's kind of cute is they have a step stool for the sinks for the kids as well, which has like little small kid footprints on it, and so it looks so they know to go up. Anyways, it's really neat and it's really helpful. So now moving on to more of the Beach Palace. This resort is about 30 minutes from the airport. It's located like literally in the whole like in the I'd probably say in the hotel zone. It's probably located at one of the prime locations because you're like literally a 5-minute walking distance to Isla Mall, which is a big shopping mall there. I'd probably compare it to Metrotown, but kind of outdoorsy, kind of like shopping mall. So it's quite big. So if you need something or whatnot, you can always walk on over there. It's a 5-minute walk. There's also a lot of other stuff there to do for entertainment as well. And on top of that as well, clients who are staying there and who don't have family and they want to be close to the hotel zone, this is a great place to put them too. The reason why is because the nightclubs and the bars are literally about a 5 to 8 minute cab ride away, so it's super close, right? And this is why we decided not to have a club here, because Coco Bongos and Mandala and stuff like that, people are gonna go there anyways. So instead we just have like a sports bar here. On top of that, this resort has 287 rooms, 4 restaurants, 4 bars, 1 big main pool, 2 rooftop pools, 3 outdoor jacuzzis, and they have this amazing sky terrace where it kind of protrudes on the top of the building and surrounded by glass. So you can have private events up there and whatnot as well, which is kind of super cool because you're surrounded by like a good 360 view of basically the Cancun 7, which is like you can see the whole stretch, and it's really beautiful, especially if you like say do like some kind of wedding ceremony up there, and when you take photos, all you get is blue skies and the blue water, and it's just an amazing view up there. Okay. And moving on to Playa Car Palace. Playa Car Palace location is definitely everything, and this resort definitely takes a cake. Located in Playa Car, and it's I don't know if you guys been there, but there is a street called Fifth Avenue. It's like a long shopping district. It's crazy. You can go for like miles and miles, and you still be shopping. However, it's like right at the beginning strip there, so it's good in that sense. So you're at beginning of the shopping area, and on top of it as well, you're literally actually I was supposed to say to give you a good sense of how close it is to Fifth Avenue from Playa Car Palace. It's probably about a minute, 2-minute walks. It's super close. And on top of that as well, a benefit staying with Playa Car Palace is that there's also the ferry terminal, which is literally about another 2-minute walk from Playa Car Palace again. And that ferry terminal takes over to Cozumel Palace, which with Palace Resorts, not a lot of people know that we do have our exchange privileges program. So if you stay at one palace, you can play at, we'll say the majority of them, right? Depending on which one you stay at. For an example, if you're staying at any of our, let's say high-end ones like LeBlanc, you can play at all of the other resorts. And then if you're staying at the Grand, you can play at all the other ones from there other than the LeBlanc. And if you stay at any of our other resorts, you can interchange between them except for the Grand and LeBlanc. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, and obviously, if you have kids, you can't go to the adults and couples only. But let's focus back on Playa Cara Palace. Has about 201 rooms, I believe to be exact, 45 minutes from the Cancun airport. It has 3 restaurants, 4 bars, 1 giant pool, an amazing beach. I'd probably say it's one of my favorite beaches because it's long going outwise rather than resort lengthwise, I guess. I don't know how else to explain that, but it's a super amazing resort for people who do love beach. So I would highly recommend this resort, and also like close to entertainment and shopping and souvenir, all that stuff there. So location here by far I feel is probably one of the better locations. Now moving on to Cozumel Palace. A lot of times I like to tell agents that when clients are staying at Playa Cara Palace or Cozumel Palace, they kind of get 2 destinations in one because they're so close. And if clients who do love to snorkel and dive, they can definitely catch a ferry over to Cozumel Palace, spend the day there. They can take a nap, not sleep overnight, but take a nap on the lounge chairs, eat, drink, use the facilities. There's no problem, no questions asked. And when they're ready to go home, hop on the ferry back to Playa Cara Palace and vice versa. I believe the last ferry runs about 10:30, 11, I believe. So it runs pretty late. So then clients can definitely enjoy the full day there, including dinner as well. And if you're going over, your clients are going over and they want to stay that long as well, we do offer hospitality rooms based on availability, of course. So just make sure they go to the front desk and let them know that they're going to be staying there for a while, and they need a hospitality room to change for dinner or whatnot. The food here they have an amazing seafood options here. If you're into seafood, it's one of my favorite places for that. We do have a dive tank on site, and on top of this, we have a dive shop there as well. Definitely for divers, this is the place to go. I think they say that Cozumel is second to Australia there for Great Barrier Reef for snorkeling and diving. So, and I tried it myself, and it's actually quite amazing. The moment you jump in the water, there's like fish everywhere. So, anyways, it's pretty cool. It does have 3 restaurants and 4 bars, 1 giant pool with a kids section. It will say it's from the ferry terminal to Cozumel Palace. I'd probably say it's about 2 to 3 minute cab ride, so it's not that far at all. You can walk if you want, but I don't know if you want to walk it because it's so hot. Anyways, so any clients who do love snorkeling, I highly recommend this, putting them at Playa Cara Palace. Moving on to our flagship, Moon Palace, and also the Grand. Now, with this resort, I do like to show this map because it gives you a better understanding of the resort itself. This is by far probably our #1 resort and sellers one. Lots of clients do know it. When you mention Moon Palace, everyone will be like, oh yeah, I know the resort. But when you mention Palace Resorts, a lot of them still have to think a bit. But otherwise, Moon Palace, everyone knows Moon Palace. It is quite a big resort. This map kind of helps, I guess, put things into perspective. I find when I see agents, especially once you've never been there. But on the very top, you see it'll say Moon Palace Sunrise. In the middle, you see on the very top, you see Moon Palace Nizuc, and then you see the Grand. So it will start with the sunrise first. Moon Palace Sunrise. In the bottom of the map there, you see kind of like you see a whole bunch of pools, and it looks kind of like a golf course there. Well, yeah, that's the golf course. It does have golf village there as well, anytime actually clients, when they book a golf villa, they also get a complimentary golf cart included. However, they can't use the same golf cart to do golfing because there's apparently different tires, so they can't do that. Okay, and in the middle there you have the Nizuc. So the Nizuc and the Sunrise are considered to be the Moon Palace. Now, when clients do book the Moon Palace, it's going to be run of the house. It's going to be either or. A lot of times when clients do book weddings, they generally put clients at the Nizuc because there's more wedding location. The wedding head office is there as well. Clients who do like a little bit more entertainment and whatnot, the Sunrise is probably better for that. So you can always put in a request for what section they want, but it's never guaranteed. Of course, we all know that requests are on request basis only, but just emphasize the notes that they would prefer that and if we're able to make that happen, we definitely will help them out. And the grad is on the right side. So I'm pretty sure most of you know already, but if you don't, if you're staying at the Moon Palace, you cannot visit the Grand without a day pass. And if you're staying at the Grand, you can visit the Moon Palace, no problem. Okay. There is a different color wristband, so they'll know. And there's this entry point on the beach, so they'll know. As well as if you're at the Grand and you don't have a day pass at from the Moon Palace, they won't serve you food or any drinks, stuff like that, because you need a day pass bracelet to, and then they'll serve you. It's just because the clients who are staying on the Grand are paying about, probably about 25% more higher price point. But however, the Grand itself is probably our biggest seller, and it's so hard to get space there. If any of you try to book clients there in the summer or any of the we'll say the breaks, it's so hard. It's just too popular, and we'll get into why in a bit here. But just really quickly about the Moon Palace itself, the Nizukan Sunrise section. Combined, you're looking at about over 2,000 rooms. Okay, and again, it's divided into 3 sections: the Sunrise, Nizuka, and the Golf section. And clients book here again, it's a run of the house between the Nizuka and Sunrise. Unless you want to put a request in, again, with a request, we all know it's on request basis only. 10 minutes from the airport, so an amazing resort in the sense where when you arrive, you're so tired, you want to get to your resort, and you don't want to do like the milk run of a drop off with the transfer service. You're like 10 minutes away, literally. So it's like you check out, sorry, you get your bags, you get on the transfer, and you're there, and you're checking in, and you're basically in your room within the hour, no problem, right? So that's one of the best perks, as well as coming back home. Going back home, and you have to catch the transfer 3 hours prior. Being 10 minutes away, you don't have to time it 4 hours prior, because you gotta get to there if you're staying farther away. So being too close to the airport is nice in that sense. It is over a mile of beachfront. It has 13 restaurants, 11 bars split between the 2 properties. It has an amazing adults-only bar called Sky Bar, which I tend to like to visit often when I'm there. It makes an amazing, they call it a molecular lineup, where they have like this on-check gastronomy mixed with like drinks and stuff like that. It's really interesting. They have, if you never tried before, they have these jelly shots where they put like these jelly balls in there. What I think they're infused with alcohol or something, but after a few, I don't taste it. So they have as well, they have an amazing English pub that has a live band every night, and it's a different band every night, which is kind of cool. So you never, if you don't like that band that night, wait the next night and you're good to go. Yeah, there's also a swing bar at the Sunrise as well, which is kind of neat. Oh, sorry, I should mention the Sky Bar is at the Sunrise section, and the English pub is at the Nizuka section. The swing bar is at the Sunrise section, and it's a really fun bar as well, especially at night. You sit on the swings and swinging and drinking, and it's a lot of people just kind of congregate there. So you have a very, we'll say, fun time there. On top of that, we recently added we have added two more restaurants to be exact. One of them being an Indian restaurant, and another one being a teppanyaki restaurant that we've added. There's 9 pools, 39 treatment rooms at the spa as well, and it also has an arcade and games kind of like club for. It used to be just for teens, but there's teens of all ages, we'll say, were showing up there, so we just took off the teens lounge for it, and we just called it the Wide Lounge. And it has like arcades in there. It has we'll say computer gaming and computer games in there, where kids all link up and play whatever games are playing. Now I'm not too sure. And they have like a snack bar. They have a little dance floor with a DJ there, so it's really neat. It's a lot of times it's great. It's great for kids who, the teens who go there and who are kind of like nothing much to do for me, right? So now there is something for them as well. That also, again, we have a Jack and Nicholas signature golf course on site as well, so the clients can enjoy golfing without having to travel too far. And they can use the resort credits or again to eliminate golf with that. Okay. Now the Grand, our most popular resort. It has about 1,300 rooms. The rooms here, in comparison with the Moon, the ones here are about, I probably say about 700 square feet, and the ones at the Moon, Nizic and Sunrise, looking about probably around anywhere between 400 to about 500, roughly speaking. But it shows you the level, I guess, of standard when clients are staying the Grand to the Moon. They're also kind of for that price point, anyways. You expect a little bit more. And already you're getting a lot more square footage in the room, which makes it a lot more comfortable for the clients. This resort also has 7 pools. It has 2 adults only pools. Well, 1 adults only pool area, but it's split into 2 separate pools with a bridge down the middle. And has, excuse me, 11 restaurants, and the best thing about the Grand is that the restaurants here, they're all very different. You're not going to get 2 of the same here for sure. At 11 restaurants, and they all have different cuisines. Just to mention a few, they have like a gourmet Asian restaurant there. They have a French, Italian, Caribbean, Lebanese. They have a Mexican one, sorry, an authentic Mexican, and like a fusion Mexican. They have a grill, so they have lots of different options for you. And you can imagine if you're staying at the Grand for a week and you have access to the Moon as well. There's over 23 restaurants, right, to eat at, and you only have 7 days or 7 nights. So that's kind of sad. But however, I think that my best is I've done 18 restaurants in 7 nights, so I'm quite proud of that. There's also a nightclub here as well as the Moon. I forgot to mention that earlier. The advantage of staying the Grand is that you have access to both nightclubs, where the Moon, you only have access to the nightclub at the Moon or Sing at the Moon. It also has a water park there. The water park, from what my last update I got, that is that it's up and running, fully open. It's just that there's a few, I guess, in the back of the water park, this is a few pipes that they're taking down because I think they can do something different there now. I don't have any word on what they're doing there, but in the water park they have the slides, the flow rider, they have the lazy river, they have the wave pool, and they also have a building in the middle there, which is kind of like the kids club there. And the kids club is out of this world. If you've ever been, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't been, you got to go and check it out. It's probably the best in all of Cancun. All agents who I know who've gone, I got my fams, and who have families of their own, or who have lost contact with their families, when they see it, they're like, yep, this is definitely the best kids club ever. Okay, moving on. So again, you stay in the Grand, you do have also access to all the other palace resorts, including the Moon, except you can't go to LeBlanc. Okay. Show a quick video here it gives a good idea of the Moon Palace and the Grand as well. And it's a 2018 one. We don't have a 2019 one yet, but this is one of my favorite ones anyways. That kind of encompasses everything for you and what we are capable of doing. All right, so moving on here. We're running very short on time, so I'm going to quickly go through the other ones really quickly for you. The next we have the Moon Palace Jamaica Grande. It's located in Ocho Rios. So I'm gonna skip the video there because I want to try to save us some time there. But definitely you can get, if you want the videos and whatnot, you can definitely ask your BDMs. We can try to get those videos for you. Otherwise, the Moon Palace Jamaica Grande has 105 rooms, and it received a AAA 4-diamond award 1 year after it opened. So it shows you how amazing the resort is. It has 4 restaurants, 6 bars, 4 pools. Has an amazing jerk hut there, and it's located right in like Ocho Rios town. It's like just minutes away from like the shopping and Juicy's Patty. On top of that, as well as there's a market there that you can go haggle in as well. So it's centrally located. One of the features I do love about this resort is that the water, the beach actually has the property has 2 coves on the beach there, and the water that's really calm, and the wind that's really fine. So you have an amazing time there on the beach because it's just nice and surreal. You'll say it's just surreal, just so we'll say calm, and it brings down the tension and stress when you're there. So anyways, moving on. Skip the video there. The most recent property that we had just recently opened is Cabo, Los Cabos, and this is open, I think, roughly a couple years ago now. This by far, I would say, is one of my other favorites for obvious reasons, but going to the Junior Fam, well, it just, you can understand why, it's priced as it is. It's just an amazing restaurant, resort, and a lot of times when you go to any resort, it takes a couple of days to actually get into that vacation mode. Where when we went to LeBlanc in Cabo, as well as the one in Cancun, anytime we stay there, literally that first sleep when you wake up, it feels like you've been there for like 5 days. That's how relaxed you are. It's like you lost time. You're like, oh, it's only been a day. Anyway, so definitely clients who are staying here and who want to experience, you don't have to send them there for a week. I guess what I'm saying is that price point wise, sometimes it might be a better deal for them to even book them for 5 days, because staying 5 days at LeBlanc, it's almost equivalent to staying 7 days anywhere else, because you're instantly wound down like right away the moment you put the head in the bed. Okay. 35 minutes from the airport, 50 minutes from downtown Cabo. 373 rooms, 98% of the rooms are oceanfront or partial ocean view. All have balconies. The smoke-free resort, 7 restaurants, 5 bars, and 4 outdoor pools there. Gonna jump into some perks for our amazing agents as well. We do have a program called Palace Resorts Pro Agent. Please definitely go onto the Palace Pro Agents website and sign up. Signing up, you get perks such as commission, and when we pay commission, we pay you per room, and it's like on the leading category room, not like the other guys where you get points, but you have to book a certain category. And even when you get points, you have to decide whether you want commission or you want your free nights or whatever it is. With us, you get commission and you also get your earned we'll say British style stay nights, which it's basically free nights. You have to pay for the resort fee, and that's about it. So how it works is that for every room you book with a minimum of a 5-night stay, you get $50 per room. Okay, as long as the booking has a 5-night stay minimum, and it's the leading category, you automatically earn $50. Now the numbers you see on the screen here is for any room category that's higher than a leading category room. So the moment you book something higher than that leading category room and they stay for 3 to 4 nights, you get that $50 like normal. And the higher than leading category room, but at 6 nights is $75. And for 7 nights in the higher than leading category room, you get $100. In addition to that, for every 10 rooms you book with Palace Resorts, you're gonna get an additional $250, okay? Oh, really quickly back on the our commission as well. You do have up to 3 months to register the booking after the clients check out. After that, I'm sorry, we can't help you on that, but there's just best practice is that the moment you make the booking, add it to your account so that it's there when the clients come back from travel. It takes about a few weeks before they load that money onto our Cash is King card for you, which is a reloadable Visa. If you haven't got one, please email your BDM, or if you're in my territory, let me know. We do have limited cards. They send us cards in batches, so sometimes there is a backlog of getting these cards as well. But let me know, and then we'll try to get you one ASAP. Another thing we have is our Ready Sell Stay program. So like I said before, you get commission and also your free night. So with us, for every room you sell with a minimum of a 5-night stay, again, you get 1 free night for yourself. So as long as that room you book has a 5-night stay minimum, you get 1 free night for yourself. And recently, this year as well, we changed for LeBlanc as well, where before LeBlanc you had to sell 2 rooms, you get 1 free night. Now, if you sell 1 room at LeBlanc, you get 1 free night at LeBlanc, okay? And you can't interchange them. So if you had, like, say, 100 free nights at Palace and you want to use some for LeBlanc, you can't do that, okay? Or vice versa, all right? Because they're technically 2 different products, okay? Going through some of the other perks that you get really quickly, and I think we are done. Then we'll get Kelly on with any questions you guys have. And all right, so basically, when it comes to our pro program, we do have crown levels, and these crown levels will basically open up more benefits for you, we'll say, right? So when you first sign up, you're just a regular pro. The moment you book 30 room nights to 99 room nights, then you get a little bit more perks will kick in for you, okay? And a lot of our agents are around the, we'll say, gold crown level, 100 room nights to 399 room nights. And if you're, yeah, so I'm like, if you want to know how many rooms 100 room nights look like, it's about you're looking at about probably about 15 rooms that will get you to the gold crown level. We do have some platinum level agents as well, and that's about 400 room nights to 99 room nights, and so on. So just moving down really quickly to the perks, and then you can see whether it opens up based on your crown level. You're always going to get market support, complimentary day passes when you come down. Based on availability, everything's always based on availability. Discounts on spa and golf, and also travel agent rates as well, which you have access to on our website as well. For your stay with us, before we never offered the resort credits for your stay, but now we do offer it. So if you're a gold crown level, you give you $500 of resort credit to sample, so you know how it works, so you can sell to your clients. And $750 if you're a platinum, and a full $1,500 if you're emerald. Make sure that you do let us know a month in advance that you do want to use that perk, okay? We'll also give you annual credits for groups and weddings, where how this works is that if, for example, if you're going to platinum, you see $800, they will give you that as a credit, where if your clients, if you want to do something nice for your clients, you can use that to say to buy them, a bouquet, or like, something special for them, right? So keep that in mind. Complimentary air credits is another amazing one, where if your gold crown will give up to $150 back for air credit when you come visit us, $300 when you're platinum, $500 when you're emerald. And for the wedding commission extras, you're going to make 15% commission on any wedding add-on. So if you're doing weddings, the final purchase order that you get, you make 15% of that. But when you have gold crown, you make 18%, and platinum emerald, you make 20% on that final purchase order for your wedding commissions, okay? With groups as well, speaking of weddings and groups and whatnot, we do pay up to a max of 25 rooms on our bonus commission, so keep that in mind. So if you have a group and they have 26 rooms booked, we'll only pay a max of 25 rooms, okay? So again, please keep that in mind. The other benefits is already still staying at benefits. Again, every room you book with a 5-night minimum, you get 1 free night for yourself. Nights you're away, you can give some of your room nights back to your group once you hit Platinum Crown, depending on obviously there's rules that are applicable to that as well, depending on the size of the group and whatnot. Then one of my favorite features that they added is our room upgrades. So now if you have some already self-stay nights sitting there and you're not going to use it in time and your client's leaving soon, you can use some of your room nights to upgrade them per night as well to maybe a level, a category level higher. Okay. For example, you book them in a garden view room and you had 1 free night. You can upgrade one of their nights that are staying for a week to, we'll say, a garden view room. Okay. Other than that, Kelly, I think we're done. I'm gonna bring you on for questions. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening in. And yeah.
That's great, Peter. Thank you so much. So much product. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing how you guys have just grown and grown and grown. You just keep, adding on, and it's just amazing. It's
Totally.
it's pretty great. Yeah, we've been working together for years, so it's pretty cool. Okay, are you ready for the skill testing question time period?
All right, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Okay, so the resort credits. If the resort credits are not used, can they be put towards the client's next trip?
Yes. So with that, I mentioned the come back soon card. So what happens is that whatever they don't use, what we put on the come back soon card, and as long as they save that card, they can give it back. They can give that card to someone else, or they can use themselves as long as they travel. As long as that travel is done within 1 year from the checkout date. Hope that makes sense.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
So Kevin's question is, has the algae problem on the beach been resolved yet? So
Yes, I'm guessing it's probably at the yeah, I believe that's probably talking about the moon there, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
Kevin.
it was
But yeah,
early
I
in
think they put like this kind of like almost like a boom. I don't know what to describe it. It's like a boom where it cuts a lot of like I guess the sargassum and whatnot, kind of holds everything off. Like from coming too close, I guess, to the beach now. So we have taken a lot of steps to try to reduce it, we'll say, but nothing is going to be like 100%, of course. But it's a lot better, we'll say.
managing it,
Yeah,
really. Yep,
managing it.
it is
Yeah,
what it is, right?
it is what it
Do
is.
what they
Yeah.
can. Awesome. Okay, so this actually next question, this is a perfect screen to have up here. So the question was, what are the agent rates and does the resort credit apply when booking the agent rates? So I think the agent rates vary, right?
That's right. The best way to look at the agent rates is when you register and you sign into that. There is on the very top right of the screen, it'll say benefits, right? There's a benefits tab when you log into the Palace Pro Agents account, and you click on that, and then it'll say travel agent rates on there. Right, so you'll see that, and when you book travel agent rates, you will also get the resort credit, but you only get it, yeah. So yeah, so when you click on it, yeah, you'll get all the prices and whatnot, and you will get the resort credits for it.
Okay,
Yes,
so
before we never gave the resort credits for the travel agent rates, but we changed it recently where now we do give it.
okay, so I'm
Yeah.
just looking at your slide right now. So for the regular pro, it's saying that resort credits for comp stays. Oh, that's comp stays.
Comp stays, that's right.
Okay, got it.
That's for the Ready Sell Stay program. If you guys are staying on your Ready Sell Stay, then that's where the I guess the pro level kicks in on resort
Got
credit.
it. Right. Okay, perfect. And also, I do have the 2020 LeBlanc and Palace Resorts agent rates posted on the dedicated Palace page and Swold Agent. It's all there. Of course, the properties are closed right now, so we're just like dreaming and planning right now. But it's all there, and it's good to take a look and be ready to go as
Yes, be
soon as we
ready.
can. Yeah.
Hopefully, I know. Actually, I don't hope. I know it'll be sooner than later. Just just
Yes.
positive thinking, guys.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's good. Okay, how many kids under 17 free are allowed per room?
Based on the family suites, you're allowed to 4, right? Because
Sorry, in
they
the
allow
family
6 people. Yeah, and the family suites. So if you have 4 kids, they will stay free if you book the family suites, right?
if you book the
So
family suite. And what
mhm.
if you book, what if you, so it doesn't matter as long as how,
Yeah, yeah, as long
whatever
as
the
you have the bedding for it.
occupancy is.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so Donna's question is after this is all over and people are traveling again, is there any, and it might be a little soon, I think we're all just kind of recouping and taking a day by day. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to kind of look forward yet, but probably are in the midst of it. Do you have any idea, will they have some special rates for us to book our clients to get things going?
Right now it's a little bit too soon for that.
Yeah,
There's nothing, I guess, we haven't gotten anything about that yet.
right.
However, just keep on like double checking with us. I'm like,
Mhm.
we're still working, so send
Yeah,
those
yeah, no,
emails
it's
and
good. Mhm.
we'll double check for you guys and we'll let you know.
Yeah. I find I don't know. I've been, I guess, me, Spoiled Asian. I've kind of watched this thing kind of roll out from affecting you guys, the agents, when everything kind of went down and the cancellations and the rebookings and all of that. And then the next stage was the suppliers, because I also, of course, work very closely with the suppliers. So watching the suppliers um, they're kind of like one step, well, they're with you and trying to figure it along, when everything was going on, but now it's now they're focused on possibly, thinking ahead, closing properties, working on staff, things like that. So I think you guys are kind of everybody has a plan now what's happening. So I think you'll see in the next coming weeks, the suppliers, marketing teams are all kind of gathering, okay, what's next? So I think you'll probably start seeing some stuff roll out soon. I would suggest, if I were you guys, I know all 4 Palace reps within Canada all have Facebook work accounts. So maybe get in touch, request to be their friend on Facebook, because I know you guys are all very active and constantly, would be putting these consumers offers
Yeah.
out right away. And also, if you guys are registered for the agent site, the Palace, okay, so for Canada, it's Palace Pro Agent. Sorry, do you have your slide? Can you just go back there real quick?
1 second.
To the website for Canada.
There you go.
Palace, yeah, and it's also really important. Maybe now's the time. Make sure you're registered for Palace Pro Agents CA.com. The CA is super important because you don't want to register for the US site. You want to be a part of the Canadian site. So make sure you're registered. Go and take a look at everything, and then they also send out like e-blasts and things like that. So that way you'll get all of that information and be kind of one of the first to know. Okay.
Yeah, Kelly, can I interject really quickly since we're on
Sure.
that
Yeah.
kind of
Go
subject
ahead.
there?
Mhm.
And a lot of times as well, you're in the right website is when you try to add your booking and you click on supplier and you don't see any of any Canadian suppliers like uppers on there, then you're in the wrong one. And email your BDM,
Nope.
we can send you the right link. Okay.
That's perfect. Great. And again, I'm going to send everybody the 4 BDMs for across Canada. So there's Peter,
Thank you.
yeah, and then there's Sharon, and Sharon handles what, Alberta and
Right to Manitoba.
Manitoba,
Yeah.
right to Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and then we have Diane, uh,
Winters, she does Ontario.
Diana
Yeah.
Winters, yep. So she has Ontario, and then we have
Julie.
Judy,
Julie, Julie,
Julie,
Julie,
Julie.
and she does Quebec and also the Maritimes.
Great. Perfect. Okay, so I'll get that out to you guys, and then you can kind of reach out and say, hey. Okay, so next question. Is there a place on the Palace website to get a breakdown of amenities and the grand sections of the Moon, the Palace, Cancun, etc.? Is there anywhere on there?
For like amenities as in
I guess for the guests, like for this.
right now there isn't, I guess. If it's for the guests, there's not like actual like list of amenities we have, but we are working on actually putting something up like that because that's something that we do get a lot of questions about when agents want to like put in some some personal amenity for the client because they want to book it, or they want to like book something for the client. So it's something special anyways, right? So
Okay.
but we are working on it.
Okay. I guess you had one in the presentation.
Mhm.
Um, I guess, did you have a slide with the breakdown of all? I know your slide was pretty,
Sorry.
PowerPoint was pretty big. So I don't know if you can find it easily, but there was a breakdown of the amenities. Do you
Oh,
know?
the brand standard. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like,
Yeah.
let me
No, no,
get.
I probably wasn't explaining it properly.
That's okay.
Let's just see here.
Let's go back here.
Yeah, maybe, or even
Was
maybe we can get a
were you
copy of that.
talking about this one?
Uh,
The brand-
no, no.
No. Okay.
It was one with the Nitsu and the sunrise, and then there was the one
Oh,
on the
those
Grand.
fact sheets. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
fact
Okay,
sheet.
yes. Yes, that
Are
actually
those
should be
on the?
up there. It should be under marketing, marketing tools. And if you're not able to find it, even faster and easier way to get those information, we have one on all the resorts, those fact sheets. Just send your BDM an email and we have them ready
Okay.
to go because that's one of the I guess the questions we got a lot about those fact sheets. So we
Okay,
can
great.
have it ready to go.
Actually, can we be proactive? Is it possible that you could send me those two?
Absolutely.
And then when I email everybody with the sales contact, I can include those as well. Is that cool?
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I can do that
Awesome.
after.
Great.
No.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Okay. Hey, Linda. Linda has a great question here for you.
Okay.
She would like to know, what are guests most surprised about when they stay at a Palace Resort? Hmm.
Most prized about. I
Most
probably
surprised about, like, going to,
surprised.
like, out of everybody else, like, they go to stay at Palace Resorts. Well, I guess what really kind of stands
Wow.
out that's different from all of everybody else.
I have to say the service level. I know a lot of resorts preach on how amazing the service are, but I have to say if you go on even onto TripAdvisor and whatnot, a lot of guests say that our service level is next to none. The staff there are the reason actually why we are as great as we are. Their service level are phenomenal. Secondly, I'd probably say the fact that our resort, how we take care of it, and all the inclusions that they get, the just a sheer add-ons that you get, like the size of it is just everything you get is on a bigger scale, and yet you're not paying like a huge astronomical amount for it. So when clients get there, they go, wow, just the moment they step into the lobby, they're just floored, like how amazing and grand it is. But with the service level, I have to say that if there's one thing, I probably say that is what sets us aside from everything else and
From
surpasses
everybody
everybody.
else.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Mhm.
So Oksana's question is, can agents transfer their free nights to another agent? I guess within the
Un-
same office, or
Unfortunately, no.
okay,
The free nights are for only for you, and it's not transferable. Unfortunately, one thing different I mentioned, and I do apologize about that, is that with the free nights, they do have an expiry date, so it's 1 year from the time the clients check out to book by, and for travel, it's 3 months from that point. So I don't know if that makes sense. So I guess.
okay.
Um,
So if I had a client that
mhm,
traveled, for example, May of last year,
mhm.
so I have to book my trip by May
Yes,
of this year,
that's
and then
correct.
I have to travel between, say, the date from May.
Yep, to
I
go
have
on.
3 month window to do that. Okay, that makes
That's
sense.
correct.
Okay,
Okay.
so there you go. Perfect.
Thank
All
you for
right.
clarifying that.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's good. No, it's I have to like kind of think it through. Okay. Are guests encouraged to attend any timeshare events at the Palace properties?
Absolutely not. That's a good question actually, because I get that a lot actually. Is that uh, clients feel that they have to, and then they get upset that they had to, but they don't have to. They can just they don't have to do anything for the resort credit when they get there. They don't have to attend any kind of meeting that they don't want to. A lot of the times as well, I'm like, it's no secret. A lot of resorts we do have these vacation stay clubs, anyways, right? Disney has it, and we all
Hmm.
have it. It just helps us during the times like these to help us, I guess, pay for a lot of like the staffing, because we don't try, like with us, we don't try to lay anyone off like resort level wise. We
Hmm.
try to keep as many people as we can, and we can't do that if we're not, if we don't have the financial stability, right? So this does give us that. And unfortunately, they don't. Fortunately, they don't have to do any of that. It's only if they want. I'm like, a lot of times, these offices, they would offer them, a little extra here and there, and clients, is up to them if they want to do it. But if you don't want your clients to be approached or whatnot, you can just let us know, and we can put a note on the system, and we can send it off saying, no timeshare, whatever, right? And then at least they know in the
Yeah.
notes, give them a call. Okay, but
Perfect.
no.
Okay. No. Okay. Great. Okay. So Lisa had a booking that traveled in February of this year. Clients.
Mhm.
Very nice, Lisa.
Awesome.
But she didn't know about the Palace Pro Agent Program.
Mhm.
If she registered now, can she record those bookings, or is it too late?
Right now, honestly, I would say do it now. Because it is happening, I think there's a little bit of leeway, so you should be okay.
Okay,
And
Lisa, you just get
do
yourself
it
registered.
right away.
Oh, get on it.
This call is being recorded.
Yeah, I know. Here, I can hit stop recording. We didn't say that. I'll edit it out. Okay, so anybody, if you, oh, she wrote, I'm on it. So maybe if you had something, and again, high season, January, yeah, I know you guys just work so hard and there's no time to log bookings, things like that. I don't know, maybe if you have a little time in your hands and you kind of know your bookings, I don't know, it's worth a try, but
Yeah.
the general rule is you have to have it registered before your clients travel. Okay, so it's just unique, right?
Well, just make sure that if you do forget, don't 3 months forget after the clients travel.
Right. Okay.
But rule of thumb is, honestly, guys, remember, like, if you set it, you're gonna forget it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a good way too. You set it into the system and you forget it, and then if you forget it down the road, you're good because you already set it, so you're fine.
Yeah, you get a nice
So
surprise. You gotta add
yeah,
surprise at the end of that.
add it the moment you book it.
Okay, okay. It's hard, but you were an
It
agent. You said
is
yourself, when you're in the middle
absolutely,
of like January and all of that, and you're crazy, like you don't even have time to have lunch. Never mind, log
absolutely,
bookings, right? So,
absolutely.
yeah. So that's good. Okay. So it looks like Oksana somehow
Mhm,
has bookings on the palacepro.com site. She's a
mhm,
Canadian agent, and she
mhm.
needs to get moved over to the .ca. Do you think it's best that she reaches out to her BDM to get one-on-one help with that, or is there an overall
So
email or helpline? Or
she's registered on
I think for
the
the
Canadian.
US site, she's
Oh, okay,
saying
yeah. No, she
it
should
needs to get
be
switched
able
over.
to. It should actually work. If she goes into that website, I'll go put that website on again. 1 second. She should be able to log in. It should come up there as well. 1 second.
Okay.
So I tried going here again. The link on the bottom, and you should be able to log in, and it should integrate. Um,
Right, automatically bring over.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe
If
you're
not,
going
contact your BDM, and then we'll
contact your.
talk. Yeah, we'll check with IT and try to get you settled. But it should
Mhm.
migrate over.
Yeah. So Oksana, I think you might be going to palaceproagents.com.
That's
Okay,
right.
that's possibly where you've been doing all your stuff.
Mhm,
So now go to for Canadian agents is
mhm.
palaceproagentsca.com. Try logging
Yeah,
in there with your username and password, and it
yeah,
should move you over. And if it doesn't,
yeah.
yeah, talk to your BDM and get
And we
hooked
can get
up.
that resolved for you. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, good. Are all your resorts wheelchair accessible? Or
Yes.
maybe just tell us the ones, oh, they're all fine. You would recommend
Yes.
somebody to all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Okay.
actually, on my last fam, I actually have brought on, like, one of my agent friends. He's in a wheelchair anyways, and he's a very picky guy, let's say. And he was there, and I was like, don't sugarcoat it because we're friends. Just let me know out of honesty, like, what you think, right? Because I
Yeah.
like to know. Right? And no, he said, honestly, it's very wheelchair accessible. Like, there are some that obviously, where it's impossible, but then there's workarounds around it. But he says that most resorts can do anyways. However, some of the stuff he's really impressed with is that he said a lot of resorts don't have those. I didn't even know about this, but there's water wheelchairs
Oh
apparently
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah, yeah. So I didn't know about that. And he said that that's the first thing he saw, and he's really impressed. Because a lot of times, it's hard to find a resort that does have that. I'm like, oh, I
Sure.
you know. Anyways, and the
Cool.
rooms are as well, so he had no problem.
Great. That's good to know. Well, Peter, that's the end of your skill testing question time period, and you
What do I
passed
win?
flying colors. You win virtual hugs from every agent on the
I can
call.
take it for now. I will take that.
Every, everything's virtual right now, I tell you. Oh my gosh. But
Uh,
thank you so much. Great presentation. Aegis, I know this was longer. I felt we had a little bit more time on our hands. So I told him just to kind of take his time and really dig in and we can be ready to sell the Palace properties moving forward. Hopefully everybody's gonna make sure that you're logged in and joined and all set up for palaceproagentca.com. Check it out. Get in touch with your BDM. I'm going to send you those 2 flyers. And then I am going to also send you guys all of your BDM contact information. Reach out to them, say hi. If you're interested, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, think of, I don't know, some things maybe to do in the fall to promote Palace Resorts and maybe start planning now, and get something kind of going with your BDMs.
yes,
So thank you, spoiled agents. I just want to say thanks. And then I'm going to let the fabulous Peter do the final farewell, and then we'll call it a day. How's that?
that sounds good, guys. Again, thank you so much. I know that times are tougher now, but hang in there, and we'll start booking soon. And everything's gonna go back to normal. So please keep us in mind, and hope this training helps. And please contact anytime because we have nothing but time right now. So please do. Thank you again, Kelly, as well for being such an amazing host.
Aw, thanks.
Nice
Okay,
about
have a good have a good weekend, everybody.
Okay, bye.